नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिनी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिनी। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरः परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानंद विग्रहः अनादिरादि गोविन्दः सर्वकारण कारणम्। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Guhyam. So here we understand that Lord Sri Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna in the battlefield because Arjuna was completely confused. Arjuna was in such a situation that other than Bhagavad Gita knowledge, nothing else could have helped him. Only Bhagavad Gita knowledge was able to completely help him. We also think that in this world, all our problems can be solved by maybe if we have some health problems, maybe doctors can solve. If we have other problems, somebody else can solve finance problems, this problem, that problem, everything. We think that we can find solutions. It can be solved, but that is not at all true. In fact, our problems are increasing only. We are not solving the problems. We are increasing our problems in this material world. Living in this material world itself is a big problem for us. So that's what we need to understand. So living in this material world itself, so Krishna, we need to understand that it's a big problem. We are struggling and suffering in this material world. So now we need to understand that we need to escape from this material. That's what is very important. So then all our problems are completely solved at once. So all our problems are solved at once just by listening to this Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, our problems are increasing exponentially. That is the fact we need to understand. Once we take shelter into this Bhagavad Gita, then there is solution for all the problems. This is the only solution for all the problems. Everything converges here and gets solved, and everything we can find the solution, and we can actually go to Goloka and enjoy there forever. But if we think that I can solve myself all the problems in this material world, I don't have to think about Bhagavad Gita, or I don't have to depend on Krishna, something like that, if we think, then all the best. That's it. We are going to struggle here forever. So that's what every day we are reminding ourselves, that this is a place for struggle and suffering. So our problems will not be solved at all, and it will keep increasing. That means our distress level will keep increasing. That's it. That means our amount of suffering will keep increasing. In this life, maybe at birth, we were suffering so much. But if you are not a devotee of Krishna, if you don't make use of this life to purify ourselves. So then the amount of distress, what we get at the time of death and in the next life, it will be much more. So that way, we keep on accumulating sins, life after life. So it will become a big thing. So then we will get too much entangled in this material world. So then it's going to be very difficult for us to come back. Very difficult for us to get out from this material world. So yesterday we discussed at length that why everyone is not getting the opportunity at the right time and things like that. But we should be extremely happy that we got the opportunity now. And within the available time, we need to make as much progress as possible. And Krishna is actually guaranteeing, Krishna is promising that we will go to him. There is no doubt about it. And also, if we are not able to go to Krishna in this life, then we are going to continue. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dekikam. So whatever progress we make in this life, we are going to get that in the next life. This buddhi samyogam, this buddhi, whatever intelligence we gain in this life, tatratam buddhi samyogam labate. Labate means whatever we gain, labate. Paurva dekikam. Paurva dekikam means previous life, previous body. For us, when we talk in terms of our next life, this body, this life. So when we talk in terms of what's going to happen when we die, so we are going to get next life for sure. If it is in Goloka, then there is no question. Then it's really very nice. Enjoy forever with Krishna. No need to worry about anything. But if it is again in the material world, whatever progress we are making right now is going to stay with us. So that means maybe in the next life we will take this at a very young age also. Because whatever progress we make, it's going to stay with us. So it all depends upon how much progress we make in this life. That's what is very important question. And we also understood that there are not that many devotees to go after the devotees to teach this Bhagavad Gita, to spread this message. Because only 1 in 1,000 only can become a devotee. And it is, this Maya is very powerful, very strong. And even though Krishna wants to give this knowledge to everyone, but he is not finding that many of his devotees to help Krishna to spread this message. So that is the fact. Because Maya, one thing is that Maya is very, very powerful, very strong. And this is a Dukkalayam, this is a jail, like what we discussed yesterday also at length. And we are here and we are struggling, we are suffering, we are at the wrong place. So that we need to understand. We need to understand that fact very well. So we need to now escape from this world. Whoever can come, whoever is interested, we can tell them. So when we are escaping, we can tell others also, I am escaping, come with me. I am escaping this route. You also come with me. We can tell them. We are not going to lose anything by telling them. In fact, we can gain more, because then Krishna will make our escape very easy, very smooth. Because Krishna has already said very clearly that Yayidam paramam guhyam madbhakte swabhidashari bhaktimayi param kritva mam evaisisi asamse. He already said very clearly, anyone who gives this most confidential knowledge to my devotees, I guarantee devotional service for them and they will come to me. There is no doubt about it. Mam evaisisi asamse. So now, this is a very important service we need to do, that spreading this message. And we know not everybody is ready to escape. Not everybody wants to come with us. We already know that. From Bhagavad Gita, we already understand that. Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadastana na cha asusru save vacham na chamam yo abhyasuyat. So this knowledge cannot be explained to those who are not a devotee, who is not a devotee, who is not ready to undergo any austerities, and especially who is envious of me. This knowledge cannot be explained. So that way, we need to find someone who is ready to listen, who is willing to listen. So then give them this knowledge. Take them with us. So that way, we are all escaping now. We are all freeing ourselves from this bondage, this material will. That's what we need to understand and realize. We need to see that happening actually. Because each and every action, if we do with attachment to this world, then we cannot escape. It's going to bind us. So we need to free us. That's a very important thing. We need to liberate ourselves from the bondage to this world. Then only we can escape. So, if you have attachments to material sense objects, if you have attachments to the results of activities, then whatever activity we do, then it is going to bind us more to this world. Then how are we going to escape? How are we going to free ourselves from the material bondage? So that's why Krishna is teaching us that you give up all attachments, all desires. Nirasiryata chittatma. So, Tyakta sarva parigrahaga. Tyakta sarva parigrahaga means you give up all sense of proprietorship, everything. We should not think that I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, nothing. I want only Krishna. That's the only, Krishna only we want. Nothing else we want in this world. Everything is simply a matter of time here actually. Whatever we gain, it's all simply a matter of time. We may think that I want this or I want that, but really speaking, Krishna only wants everything. So that way, we should actually realize this very important fact and then simply establish that loving relationship with Krishna. So we need to develop that relationship with Krishna. That's what is very important. In this material world, we are developing so many different types of relationships. And also those relationships are also not permanent, it's temporary. Especially in this modern world, in this material world, in this so-called modern world, people are not able to even maintain the relationship actually. Otherwise, this divorce rate will not be this high. So Arjuna was fearing that in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that by fighting, by killing the men, by killing the leaders of the family, so he will be the cause for creating unwanted population. So kulakshaya kritam dosam prapasyad bid janatana. So he was saying that kula dharme janatana. So dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo abhibhavatyuta. Adharmo abhibhavat krishna pradusyanti kulastriyaga. Strishu dustasu vashnaya jayate varna sankar. That's what he said. That's what is happening now. People like husband and wives, they are getting divorced. Many times we see that. Now it's becoming so much. It is becoming like a normal, new normal. Like when kids, children with good, like just leaving them. That means those children are unwanted children. That's what Arjuna was fearing that. Pradashyanti kulastriyaga trisu dustasu vashnaya jayate varna sankaraga. Jayate varna sankaraga means unwanted children will be born. That is happening now everywhere. We understand that the children are unwanted. That's why this nonsense so-called stepbrother, stepsister, stepmother, stepfather, these are all nonsense. If a person is a devotee of Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so we should actually develop that very, very permanent relationship with Krishna only. We need to develop that relationship. That relationship we will never ever break. So that way, if we keep Krishna at the center, so then everything will work towards only pleasing Krishna, not anything else, only pleasing Krishna. So then there are no problems. Then there are no issues. If our goal is only to please Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, then we don't have to struggle and suffer, no issues at all, no problems at all. So that way, we have to make sure that Our goal is only to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. If we keep that as our primary goal, primary task, all other things, let Krishna take care of it. So we will just work to please Krishna. That is our only goal, nothing else. And anything what we need, we don't have to worry about it. We don't even have to ask for it. We don't even have to think about it. We don't even have to fear that I will get this or not. No. There is no time for us to even think about our future. Our future, Krishna takes care of it. Krishna will take care of it, our future. But our present is very important. So our present, this time, we need to fully, effectively utilize in pleasing Krishna, in serving Krishna, rendering devotional service unto Krishna. So that's what we should be doing. So then Krishna's causeless mercy is there. Krishna is already saying in Bhagavad Gita that I will give the mercy by which you can come to me, by which all your problems are solved. So Krishna will shower his unlimited mercy upon us. Then we can really enjoy. That is the real enjoyment. Because sarva dukkhanam hanir, all our dukkha, distress will be destroyed. So that's what sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayat. When we surrender unto Krishna, when we serve Krishna, then all our problems are solved. Then no more material entanglements, no more material miseries. And we will not take another material body also. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, just by studying this Bhagavad Gita and developing that attachment to Krishna and developing a relationship with Krishna and falling in love with Krishna and all the time remembering Krishna, and only Krishna is everything for us, nothing else. So if our life becomes like that, then it is full of bliss, our life. No miseries at all. So in order to do that, we just have to follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Get this knowledge and follow what Krishna says, then our life is going to be fully blissful. For all of us, we are very fortunate that we have faith on Krishna. First thing is that we have that qualification. That is the reason every day, repeatedly, we are coming and studying Bhagavad Gita. Even though we study the same subject, same thing, same every day, it is not boring at all. Because every day we are enjoying. The science of Bhagavad Gita is helping us to enjoy. We are able to forget about this material veil, at least now. We are able to fully focus our mind on Krishna, and we are depending more and more on Krishna only. So this is science. This is completely scientific what we are doing right now. Other things are all not scientific. That's what we need to understand. All other things, they say that they may think that they are very scientific, they are doing all nonsense, but it is not scientific. The scientific thing, our science is to know, to understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. So that's what is the science. That's what is the real knowledge. That's what is the king of knowledge. So this Bhagavad Gita is the science of our soul, our self. So that's why it is the science of self-realization. So if we realize ourselves, if we understand it, we are the soul, not the body. So then do everything that is good for ourselves, good for the soul. So that's going to happen with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita automatically. There is no doubt about it. So we have successfully finished 14 slokas in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So 15 slokas we finished. So we finished about the conchs blown by Krishna and Arjuna and Bhima, we already studied. So in the battlefield, Duryodhana went to his teacher and he spoke about the Pandavas' army, and he also spoke to his teacher about his army, their army basically. And then Duryodhana was telling that we are going to win our army is very strong, very powerful, and it's very well protected by Bhishma. And they are going to lose because their army is limited and it's protected only by Bhima. So you all get ready now, go and stand in your strategic points and help and support Bhishma so that we can win this war. So at that time, Bhishma blew his conch shell, and to increase the happiness of Duryodhana. And then everybody was blowing their conch shells, drums, small drums, kettle drums, horns, and everything they were blowing, trumpets, all such things. So at that point of time, Krishna and Arjuna also they were blowing. That's what we are studying. So we study in the 14th sloka, we studied Tatagasvetir haye yukte mahati syandane sthitau madavaga pandavaschaiva divyau sankau pradatmatuhu. So at that time, Krishna and Arjuna, Madhavaga, Pandavas Chaiva, Krishna and Arjuna, who were sitting on the chariot which was drawn by white horses. Great chariot, Mahati Shandani, great chariot and white horses, Svetir Hayer. We remember in the Brahma Samhita when we studied Sveta Dvipam. So the white island, Sveta Dvipam. So like that here, Svetir Hayer. So this is the white horses. So they were blowing their divine conch shells. Divyau Shankau Pradat Matu. Then yesterday we studied in the next sloka, sloka number 15, we studied that. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayaka Paundram Tadmau Mahashankam Bhima Karma Virkodaraga. So Rishikesha, the master of all senses, so Krishna, so he blew the conch shell named Panchajanya, and Arjuna, Dhananjaya, the conqueror of wealth, he blew Devadattam, and the Bhima, who performs Herculean tasks and who is the voracious eater, he blew his great conch shell known as Paundram. Paundram Tadmam Mahashankam Bhima Karma Virkoda. And now today we are going to study not one sloka, 3 slokas, 16, 17 and 18. So here in the first sloka, 16 sloka, Sanjay is listing the names of the conch shells blown by other Pandavas like Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva. Already we studied, we understood about the names of the conch shells of Bhima and Arjuna, of course Krishna, the Supreme Lord Krishna. And then also Sanjay is listing who else blew the conch shells, all such things he is listing here. So Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulaga Sahadevascha Sugosha Mani Pushpakau Kasyascha Parameshwasaga Shikandicha Maharataga Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaga Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashaha Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankan Tadmuhu Prathak Prathak Ananta Vijayam Raja Kuntiputro Yudhishthira. So Kuntiputra, so that is Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira, he blew the conch shell known as Ananta Vijayam. So that's what Yudhishthira, the king Yudhishthira. So that's what Raja Yudhishthira. So the king Yudhishthira. So Ananta Vijayam. So he blew the conch shell Ananta Vijayam. And Nakulaha Sahadevascha. So they were blowing Sugosha and Mani Puspakam. So Nakula and Sahadeva, they were blowing Sugosha and Mani Puspakam. Kasyascha Paramesasa Sikkandicha Maharata. The king of Kashi, so Kashi Raja. So Kasyascha Parameshasa. So he was blowing his conch shell. So he is the great archer. So that's what Parameshwasaga. Kasyasya Parameshwasakam, and Maharatha, so who can fight against thousands, so the who can fight with the chariot fighter, great chariot fighter Shikandi. So then Drishtadyumna, we already studied about Drishtadyumna. There is Drupada Putra, Drishtadyumna. And then Virata, that also we studied. All these names actually, Duryodhana was telling Dronacharya in the beginning that who are all there in the Pandava side. So that's what here again Sanjaya is listing them. Drishtadyumna, Virata, Satyaki, Aparajitagam. So Satyakischa Aparajitagam means they were never conquered. So they are all great fighters. So Aparajitagam. Drupado, Draupateyascha, Drupada. So Drupada is, we already know, that is the Panjali's father, Drupada. Like Drishtadyumna's father also, Drupada. And Draupateyascha, so that is the sons of Draupadi. So that's what Draupateyascha. So Sarvasaga Prithivipati. So they are all of them. And Prithivipate means here, Sanjaya is referring to Dhritarashtra's Prithivipate, king, ruler of this world. So that's what Prithivipate. So that's what Sanjaya is calling him, Prithivipate. Saubhadrascha Mahabahu. So the mighty armed Mahabahu, Saubhadra means the son of Subhadra. There is Abhimanyu. So that's what Saubhadrascha Mahabahu. Shankan Tadmukhu Pratak. They all blew their conch shells separately. Every one of them, they blew their conch shells. So that's what Shankan Tadmukhu Pratak. So that's what we are studying. And so here, King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadeva blew the Sugosha and Manipushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kasi, the great fighter Shikandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi and others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. So that's what we understand, who all blew their conch shells. What is the effect of all these great warriors blowing their conch shells? We will study in the next slokam, the next class. Hare Krishna. So now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanathmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Nityananda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare